Nowadays, I feel like this is the only way to get first place. If you don't get a 4-cost 3-star or a 5-cost 3-star, your opponents will be so powerful to a point where you need to have 2 spatula items, whether it is Demacia, Ionia, Shurima, or Noxus. You need to hit 9 of these synergies in order to win. So nowadays, I feel like there are just plays where you just settle to get top 4. So you go for, like, let's say multicast, just 2-star multicast with combat augments and die slowly for a safe top 4 placement. Or you just go for the gamble in order to hit first. And on this video, I will show you guys exactly what a first place gamble strategy looks like, okay? Okay, so how this strat works is very simple. You want to pick any spat augment that has a 9 synergy potential. That is Demacia, Ionia, Shurima, and Noxus. Noxus usually is better for the early mid game, and the reason why Noxus is better is because Noxus can use Cassiopeia and Samira for DPS output. It means that they have a lot of damage with good sturdy stats, allowing you to win streak more equally. And if you want to rush 9, you want to make sure to have a good strong early board, which Noxus can provide, and the other synergies are less likely to provide. This portal is also Hall of the 9, meaning that we're offered a lot of resources, and if you're offered a lot of resources, it is way more easier to hit 9 than being in a portal that does not give you the money. So we're gonna pick here the Noxus crest amongst the other augments. That's what we're gonna do, and what we're gonna do afterwards is that we're going to make sure to level up. So we want to put the Noxus spat on a very strong board. We use the Noxus spat on Orianna here. We're gonna level up. We're gonna add an Emilio, and we're gonna try to save as much HP as you can. It's nice to win as much fights, but you don't have to worry about winning. If you look at the opponent here, the opponent has a Cassiopeia 2-star with blue buff. You can't beat stuff like that. But look, we're at least killing as much units as possible. We took down the Poppy here as well too, which is gonna save us a lot of HP. And that's what we want to do. Is just focus on saving HP mostly. And here we actually just leveled up again so that we can get 5 Noxus in early on. And that's what you do for the early game. You just want to save as much HP as possible, and maybe you can win if you can along the way. So we got 4 wins and 1 losses for stage 2. And we still have 20 gold of interest by 2-7 mark. It's a bit slow, but it's not that bad. Having HP is the important a factor here. And what we do afterwards is that we're going to pick a secondary augment choice. It's going to be Tiny Titans. So the goal of this composition is to make sure that we hit level 9. We want to hit level 9. It means that we want to greed as much econ as possible. The static shiv on this Orianna and the damage output from Swain 2 and Cassiopeia 2 should be good enough to get there. And if you're offered this angle where you can use a cheap 1-2 cost composition to rush all the way to 9, you do want to take that angle as you can. So if you look at the game after this, we're going to continue onwards. We are actually going to win the fights because the lobby isn't really that strong, and this composition with the static shift Orianna, Noxus, and the Cassiopeia 2-star is actually fairly okay. We do lose again to the Cassiopeia with blue buff. That's perfectly normal, but we have 117 HP to work with. And this is what you want to do. Just stay at 50 gold of interest and keep on holding on. Just hold on, just hold on. If we win, that's good. If we lose, then we still have the Tiny Titans. We still have 100 HP to tank damage with to rush 9. And it seems we actually won 8 fights and lost only 2, so we still have 117 HP to work with. In this case, we are nearly guaranteed to go for level 9, right? We found a Karma 2 to use the items on. We got a Rapid Fire Cannon, and when you're itemizing here, as you notice, I made a Bloodthirsters and Rapid Fire Cannon. So Rapid Fire Cannon was designed for Velvet, and the Bloodthirster was designed for Aatrox. I'm trying to build into my double Noxus spat carries, Velvet and Aatrox. But as a build-up process, before you get your 5 costs, you can use units like Kaisa and Fiora instead because they share the same itemizations. In this case, we use Karma 2 to save the HP. Our last augment is going to be another library card. We decided to gamble for another Noxus spat so that once we hit level 9, we don't need to high roll a Scion, or maybe we could also low roll a Mordekaiser. We're getting rid of those odds, so we actually picked the library card, and we took another Noxus spat to minimize the RNG factors. We have 3 Noxus spats in total. And that's what we're going to do. At this point, we were supposed to lose, but the lobby was weak enough for this Karma 2-star with 7 Noxus to keep on winning, so we're going to keep on ecoing. As you can see, the Noxus composition is really strong, right? Even if you have just flat Noxus into random itemization units, you are saving a lot of HP and resources in total, right? So you're going to keep on holding, and at this point, honestly, if you have 117 HP at stage 4, you can just tank until stage 5, full on eco, and that's probably what we're gonna do. We lost against the Ash 3-star reroll player because he's too strong, and now we're just gonna keep on greeting eco and tank damage. So we tank damage, we take damage, we keep losing fights, but we still have the tiny titans for the extra HP. And we want to greet as much econ as possible. Hall 9 give us a Silco, like a 2-star to save a bit more HP with, but it's probably not gonna be that relevant. It doesn't really do that much. We're losing by a very small margin. Just greed. We can greed the entirety of stage 5 as well too, so that we can find our 5-cost 2-stars. Not just about hitting level 9 and finding a Scion. You also need 5-cost 2-stars to guarantee first place. So we're going to keep on going for that. As you can see, we are losing, but we have plenty of HP to work with. Tank damage for stage 5. Tank damage for stage 5. Tank damage for stage 5 so we can econ a bit harder. And the fun part's gonna come here soon. Alright. So we hit stage 5-7. Right? We hit stage 5-7. And bam, now we're level 9. So since we hit level 9, we're gonna take down the units that we don't need. So we are level 9 here. We're gonna sell the units that we are not going to need. And we're gonna think about what 5 costs to go for. And usually the best units with a Noxus spat is Gangplank, Velvet, and Aatrox. And Aatrox can be replaced for a different unit depending on your itemization and context, but usually you do want to have Gangplank and Velvet because these two scale the best with the Noxus like a spats in total. So you want to design these units, and that's probably what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll down here, and we got the 9 Noxus online first, and we got a Gangplank in, we got a Velvet in, and we went for Cassante. This game, the third choice, Aatrox, isn't really that important, but the reason why I picked Cassante was because I saw a guy going for Nasus 3-star, and I want to kick that Nasus out, so he gave the blue buff to Cassante instead of Ari here, so this is to counter a specific opponent. And if you just keep on rolling down, you can see how the composition is going to fight. So here is a fight against the Warwick 3-star-like opponent. Warwick 3-star might be a bad matchup here, because we couldn't use all our items, and we don't have the Velvet 2-star yet, right? And the location on Gangplank is pretty poor. It only hits the right side. It doesn't hit any of the left side like a unit. So we might lose against this one, unfortunately. But we have plenty of money. Since we greeted money until stage 6, we should have plenty of money to be able to find all of our 5 costs too. So we have 2 Scions. We don't need Ari, so we're going to sell the Ari. We have Velvet 2, Gangplank 2, and everything is upgraded. Since everything is upgraded like this, we're going to put Gangplank in a better position. We're going to kick away the Jarvan. Our backline did get like a stun. Our Gangplank is going to ult, but in the wrong location though, huh? If this doesn't go down. Alright, 2,000 damage. Not that bad. And this is what the competition mostly looks like during the endgame. It's going to be very one-sided. So there's this Nasus guy. He only needs 1 Nasus, and he's like 40 gold with the Nikos to get it. He's very likely to hit. So we do want to make sure that our Cassante is able to take that down. This continues a bit more. We're up against the Warwick player this time, but it's going to be one-sided since we've managed to find Velvet 2. Velvet 2 has enough damage to take down this Warwick. The reason why this Warwick is very hard to deal with is when you don't have enough deeps to make that happen, but it's going to be a very clean hit. Kick out his main tank. Our Velvet, our Gangplank with the bow does so much damage. Our team also does so much damage. And it seems that this guy rolled down for a Nasus but couldn't find, and that was a very simple first place. So that was a bit of a, like a wild, like a train chase, but as you noticed, you want to have a full win streak, be able to go to level 9, and have 9 Noxus, Shurima, Ionians, or Damashans to be able to get first place. That's, I feel, the most common case scenarios to get first place in the current patch. Hope you guys enjoy this patch, and if you guys have any questions, never forget to ask in the comments below. Thank you guys.